Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast. If that's okay to
I
ask.
grew up with both parents up until I was about 14. My parents got in a divorce, infidelity, so they decided to go their separate ways. I ended up living with my mom, and me and my dad's relationship is kind of strained. I think that's with most girls, black women, a lot. They have strained relationships with their dads, and that's me.
Oh wait, ooh, this is okay. We gonna jump right into it.
Okay.
You think that most so-called black women
Most.
have strained relationships with their dads?
I do. It's like, I guess it's the daddy issues and
Please help me understand it. Even if you don't know the reasoning behind it, the psychology behind it, just give me your perspective, because I've never heard somebody say that.
Okay. Well, like you can start from the beginning of time with slavery and things of that nature. They always took the black men from the homes. And then when we started with Section 8 living and things of that nature, in order for most women to gain assistance from the United States, you couldn't be with the dad. It couldn't be a whole family that needed assistance, if that made sense. And so I guess the psychology part of it would be, dads being taken away from the home. And so that's what made the strain. And now I think that bleeds over into like the dads that we have now. They don't necessarily know how to be there. And sometimes they're not given the option to be there. And in result, it makes a strain within relationships with their dads. Well, with your kids, I'm sorry.
Right.
And I think I have that problem, definitely.
Well, I've never heard that perspective before.
Okay.
For me, when I think of specifically in the so-called black community, when I think of how the fathers are in the home, I definitely think it's inevitable. I think it's definitely, the conversation is going to come up within the conversation. Slavery will. Mm-hmm. And I think it dates back to slavery. I have never heard someone say specifically that's why, or the perspective of the daughter or the woman's perspective, because I thought it was just a thing within the household in general, which it is. But I've never heard someone give that perspective before as it relates to the daughter, because I would think, no, definitely it's a relationship that boys don't have with their fathers. And that's really pushing like a lot of conversations, how men don't have their fathers. That's the reason like the crime rate is so high and the father's not in the home, which is important. But that just gave me something really to think about.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think, and it's a strain for both children.
I wonder if other people know that, like what you just said. Do you know other people who, are you aware that other people know the psychology behind like what you just said?
Not necessarily.
It's my first time hearing that.
Okay.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I could be wrong, but that's just how I look at things. Like it started then and it bleeds over into now. Like,
If you are wrong, then dang, that's a because I did, that gives me something to think about. I never thought about it. And your relationship with your dad has always been bad or strained?
Well, let me say, from what I can remember, when my parents were together, I think from what I was told, I was a daddy's girl up until I was able to understand things. And once I started to understand, that's when the relationship began to be strained. And he was at home, but it was always a disconnect. And I look at TV, and I think that's my problem. I look at TV and you see like the all around dad. Like he's at home, he goes to work, he's active in, his kids' lives and things of that nature. But then reality, that's not my dad. He goes to work, he comes home, but we don't have those type of conversations. He's more so of the disciplinary than he is like the love and affection. And that was what I was missing.
Man.